imagine if you are postpartum and you have a night nurse showing up once a week that's paid for by your community, and all of a sudden everyone gets some sleep. It's like life-changing. Our mission as a company, we believe it takes a village to raise a family. And our goal is to mobilize every family in America's village. And it's been 2 decades in the making. When I was graduating from business school, I was pregnant with my first daughter, with my first child, and we were on welfare. We did not have, but we were living off my student loans. And my insurance from school was going to expire shortly after I graduated. And back then, they still had pre-existing conditions. And so not only did the state of California help us, but we put together our village to get us through the first year of our family, right? Our parents contributed nursery furniture, our friends and family did diaper subscriptions. Our business school friends took us out to dinner and paid for it and gave us the leftovers. Like, everyone contributed in some way. And that is basically the platform that we have built. So when you think about what's going on today, when you're having a child, you've got at least $20,000 of expenses going out the door, primarily paid for out of pocket by families. Our goal is to transfer a significant chunk of that to the village that's supporting your family. All these people want to contribute the things you need and want. But one of the challenges today in registries overall is that they're very event-driven. So once the birth happens or the wedding occurs, the registry becomes obsolete. And so it doesn't handle things like recurring purchases very well, right? You need diapers more than once. You need them every few days in terms of getting a new box, right? Anyone who's got kids knows the diaper problem. And it doesn't handle services very well. So imagine if you are postpartum and you have a night nurse showing up once a week that's paid for by your community, and all of a sudden everyone gets some sleep. It's like life-changing. And most families don't have access to those types of goods and services, and it's very difficult to gift those. So what we've done in our registry is provide families the ability to access those really crucial and needed elements, and communicate that clearly to their gifting community so that the gifters understand what's needed. You've also got a situation where gifters are budget constrained, right? Which makes perfect sense. You've got a few mega donors like grandma and maybe your bestie, but for the most part, people are going to be gifting in the $25 to $100 range. And as a result, parents get a lot of things they don't need or want. They've got to put stuff on the registry because they're grateful that these gifters want to support them, but they also understand the budget constraints of them. And so what's happening is the gifters can't participate in the things that moms really want or families really want, like the diaper subscriptions, like the night nurse, like 529 college account contributions, or that $500 stroller. So what we've done is we've broken down any gift over $100 so that it can be fractionalized. So let's take the $500 stroller, for example. We'll break it into 10 fractions, $50 each. Now any gifter can support this family, and the mom or the family is sharing with the community saying, this is the number one thing I want. If you're going to give me anything, contribute it to my night nurse or contribute it to my stroller. And so we think it's really innovative. It's incredibly difficult and complex to build, but we think it's going to change families' lives. Both Rock You and Mamas were very mom-centric. Rock You on the gaming side, we had a lot of female and mom-driven games. And then Mamas Uncut, which is something I started in 2019, really was kind of the foundation for Dopple. The business was going well. It was a classic parenting digital media site. So we built content around parenting. We advertised it. We monetized it through advertising. But I couldn't grow past where we were at that time without bringing commerce to the table. And so we were already building the registry in a very different form than what we're releasing next week. And then all of a sudden, Dopple came across my radar as an acquisition opportunity. And I thought, geez, if I combined what we're already doing on the registry side with the ability to manage subscriptions, which is what the Dopple platform afforded, we could revolutionize gifting overall, not just the baby registry market. So I did the acquisition. Very shortly thereafter, I realized the power in the registry plus Dopple and I sold the advertising piece of the business. And here we are. And I used the funds to invest in what we're doing at Dopple and the release we've got next week. And that's where we are. Families really need some critical services beyond just the night nurse we talked about, right? A lot of families are interested in midwives and doulas. A lot of people just want the housekeeper gifted to them, right? Or funds for that. They may want the dog walker to be paid for. All these things are really critical once you've brought the baby home to make your life easier. One of the key things we've done is we've partnered with a company on the meal delivery front, right? So instead of doing classic meal trains where you may or may not get meals you like, your community is now gifting you actual meals. So we suggest every mom add 40 meals to their registry. Each meal's roughly $17. And so it's pretty easy for somebody to gift a night's worth of dinner to a family of 4 for like $60, $65. And now all of a sudden the mom can go on to our website and say, great, I want steak and green beans for myself, or I want the postpartum meal for myself. But my kid needs mashed potatoes because they're 2 and, they only eat mashed potatoes and chicken fingers, right? And my husband needs X. And so she can go on, order a week's worth of meals. It gets delivered to her house. And now there's healthy options for when she's in the middle of the night with the baby, or maybe she's up breastfeeding. Like now you've got options without having to call DoorDash and get McDonald's delivered to your house at midnight. And so when you think about services, we really can add anything that makes sense for the family. And then we can get it gifted by the community. Basically, what group gifting does is it says, okay, you can add any item from any store or any service from any provider, or a diaper subscription, or your meals. You can add anything you want to your registry. Any solution or any option that's over $100, we're going to break that down into digestible chunks for anybody in your village who wants to support you, right? Because remember, the gifting budget range is like $25 to $100. So if we can break things down into $50 increments, some things at $25 increments, you can really encourage gifters to buy the things that you need and want most, right? Because they're no longer budget constrained. We removed that. So let's take a stroller, for example. Let's say you've got a $500 stroller. We'll break that down into 10 discrete chunks, and now 10 people can contribute to it. And once all 10 have done so, we'll go out and get you the stroller. Diapers is another great solution, right? A month of diapers is roughly $50 to $80, depending on how high end a parent wants to go. So what happens is Cousin Tina buys month 1, Aunt Susie buys month 2, your coworker buys month 3, and all of a sudden 12 different people have gifted this family a year's worth of diapers. Mom comes onto our site once a month and says, okay, I'm ready for my diapers. Susie isn't, a newborn size anymore. Now she's size 1 or she's size 2. She confirms her address and off goes the diapers. So there's no more running out late at night and having to scramble. Everything is handled online. And we've got a long-term relationship with that family because we are delivering what they need when they need it. There's a couple things. One, we are launching our beta program on Wednesday. There are I'm happy to partner with some of the moms in your audience to be beta providers. There's a whole program we've put in place to support these moms. Basically, to become a beta, we're asking for moms who are currently pregnant, late first, early second trimester, where we would be their primary registry. And there's a bunch of things we're offering to them in terms of incentives and gift cards in order to partner with us in that environment. To do that, email me at lisa@thedopple.com, and I'm happy to, vet them and make sure that they fit the beta criteria and get them set up. Alternatively, in a few more weeks, it'll be open to the general public, and you just go to registry.thedopple.com and you can start building your registry and start having your village participate in the birth of your child. You get tons of onesies from 0 to 6 months, and then you have nothing. Now you're on the hook to buy the rest of the clothes yourselves. Well, if you sign up for a Dopple clothing subscription, it's roughly $60 per delivery. We do things either monthly or quarterly. The mom gets to pick. But now you've got clothes over a couple of years that are coming regularly rather than everything coming in at once. And then now you've got nothing, right? Because it's very binary at a gifting level.